I hate the word down to earth, but he really, really is. He's funny and he was sweet, and I had the most amazing time being on stage with him. And of course, we packed every show that we played. Hello, my amazing YouTube family. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Today's a very fun video because I am finally tackling your Q&A that you asked me. Oh, let's see, did I have a date when I actually did it? A month ago. It has been a miserable month of heat and me just not being able to sit down here and do a get ready with me. It's still warm. I'm still sweating. But it's not like 90 something degrees and over 100 in this little space here. So I really want to get this done. Why does my phone has not gone off all this time that I'm setting up my space and getting my stuff together, and now it goes off. Okay, I'm fine. Anyway, I have a whole bunch of new makeup to do, but it's more today about answering your questions, and thank you to everyone. Over almost 150 people voted on what palette you wanted to see. It went back and forth. It was very fun watching the numbers change all the while, but Oden's Eye won out. And I do happen to have two Oden's Eye palettes. Oden's Eye, well, because I also have a face palette, hence you know what I mean. So I'm going to mention all of the products and talk about them a little. This is going to be a long video. The two Oden's Eye palettes that I have are the Freya palette. Their packaging is so unique. It's textured and matte, but it's just very unique, and they are, I think, a brand that's being talked about much more. They're a Swedish company, and this is just a beautiful color story. It's something that I can wear on a regular basis, but I've been wearing these, you know, I have so many palettes, so I can't say, oh, I've been wearing them every day, but I do reach for them. I keep them in the forefront. This is the face palette. I don't know if I'm going to use this because I have some other face things that I want to use, but this is beautiful as well. I still haven't been able to force myself to use this to get that overspray off the butterfly because it's so cute. This one is the Alva 2 highlighter palette. And the other eye palette I have is the Alva, just the regular Alva. And again, beautiful packaging. And these are smaller pans, which I never mind, I said, because there's no way I will ever be able to go through all of the eyeshadows that I have in my collection. I think I've actually worn those on camera at one point. And we're going to get into this bad boy over here. I pulled everything I could possibly think of that I have new. It's been a ridiculous amount of time since I've actually done a Get Ready With Me, and I almost have forgotten how to do them, essentially. I'm going to spray my face with the Tulip Dew Mist that I got in one of my boxes. No, don't remember what box. I'm not even going to pretend to try to figure it out. Hopefully one of you guys is going to tell me. It is a continuous spray mist, so you just hold this down, and I kind of like that, but I think the nozzle might be clogged up so slightly because it's a fine mist, and then there's one little section that kind of like spritzes a line on your face, and because it's just a pre-makeup thingy, I really don't mind. Underneath my eyes, I'm going to use two things. This is the Good Molecules Yerba Mate Wake Up Eye Gel. This is inexpensive, and it's very ointment-like, not as thick as, say, an Aquaphor, but definitely not on the thin side. It's a little bit oily. I need it, though, because my under eyes are always the Sahara Desert. Alright, so let's begin as I put on the rest of the stuff. Again, I'm just going to mention what I'm using and then get to going with it. This is the Tarte C. I just got this in a box. This is the glowtion. It's like a, you know, a glowy thing that I'm going to put on. So the first question, I'm just going to go down the line essentially, is from Annette W. And she asks me, how's the relationship going? Are you thinking it will get serious, or is it already? It's a long question, so I will answer those first. The relationship with Gary Sinise is good. It will be 3 months tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Remember, I have been single for 7 years, so 3 months to me is quite the accomplishment. Is it perfect? No, because every challenge, well, that too, but every relationship is going to have its challenges. But he does make me happy. Is it serious? Well, I guess you could say that. I mean, you know, we have told each other that we love each other, so I think that brings a seriousness to it. As far as moving forward with things, I really don't know. So again, it's a little complicated. Oh, I just went underneath my eyes with my Elizabeth Arden 8-hour cream. I put this stuff underneath my eyes all the time. You can use it for many things. You can use it for bug bites, your elbows, cuticles, but it's fabulous for underneath my eyes. She also asked how my dad was doing. My dad is doing well. He does have, you know, some ongoing problems, and it is a challenge basically every day, but we do our best and we get through it and to get to the moving, and that was part of the next question. You have to understand, he grew up in this house, he bought this house was my great grandfather's, and you know, it's been in the family forever, so it is really, really difficult for him to want to move, but I think he wants to now. He goes back and forth, and every time I start to prepare to get the house ready, I think I know for a fact I can sell the house very, very quickly. I'm not worried about that. But then it's like, where are we going to go and what can I afford? And that is the big issue. So it's so complicated. I'm going to use my Timeless Pore Smoothing Primer, which has been my favorite primer for filling in lines and pores, obviously, for quite some time. She also asked if I could go on vacation anywhere in the world, where would you go? I don't have a penchant for traveling. Because of my MS, honestly, I'm terrified to go too far away because I'm so afraid not feeling well. Also, traveling isn't, you know, something that I'm really doing right now, but my favorite place in the world is Aruba, and I haven't been there in a long, long time, and I want to go back. So if I have the opportunity to go on vacation, although Gary wants to travel the world, that is, I think, the one thing that we disagree with, but I just want to go back to Aruba. I just want any vacation. Yeah, I'll take the Bahamas, I'll take Florida, not now, no, but yeah, that's what I want to do. I'm using the new Lancome Teint Idole, the concealer. I have mixed feelings about it. I've been trying it for a while. I have mine in the color Buff Neutral. It has a very big applicator, so when you pull it out, and I've seen everyone talk about this, it's a huge applicator. It has a nice little angle on it, but if you're not careful, it will splatter. The color is really good. It's not too light and it's not too dark. But also my problem is that when I put concealer on my outer corner of my eye, it always just cakes up and looks terrible. I don't know why. And ooh, I rhymed. Yay. I have no idea what sponge this is. It doesn't come clean anymore, but hey, what are you going to do? She also asked, Annette, thank you for asking me so many questions. I love you for that. She wants to know when I'm singing again. I keep wanting to record, and it seems I never have the opportunity or the space or whatever I need to do. Now that I'm teaching back in the studio again, I might be able to do it. So I keep keeping my paws crossed that I will be able to very soon, because I do want to record another one. You guys were so awesome with the first song that I did that I was honored that you wanted to hear more. Do you like covers? If you can see, it doesn't cake. I will say that it doesn't get cakey and crepey on me, but it also doesn't give me a flawless under eye. But again, I'm 50. I don't think I'm ever going to have a flawless under eye without filters, and I don't use filters on my pictures. I am what I am, and I'm not trying to be something that I'm not. So if you see wrinkles or whatever in my picture, that's called life. Peachy Mariam 21 asked, and also I just see that she had a channel, so I just subscribed to her, so thank you for asking a question. She asked, what do I hope to see more of in the beauty community? Do you ever feel guilty about using your beloved products in your collection enough, and what makeup do you feel most beautiful in? Wow, what do I hope to see in the beauty community? Beauty community needs some work, let me tell you. That's also another topic that I want to do in a Get Ready With Me. Once it gets colder, I'm really hoping that I have time to do more. I think, honestly, the beauty community, except for the people that I'm friends with on here, it is a very cutthroat, catty. There's so many words I can use for it. I don't know, I just don't think it's very supportive. I'm just hoping for just less drama and more niceness. I mean, then the drama channels would go out of business, and I get that, but honestly, I'm so tired of drama. I just want to see, like, people sitting down and playing with makeup and having fun, and you know, I hate all of the cancel culture in the brand. Soon there's going to be no brand that you can talk about on your channel because somebody will say, they did this, they did that, and yeah, there's lots of it, but, you know, I don't know. A lot of people say we have a responsibility when we have a makeup channel to do things. I agree that when you have a platform that you should try to promote positivity and good things, but also I just want to play with makeup and talk about my love of makeup and hear your guys speak on it, and we can have conversations. So I'm just hoping for less drama, more fun, I guess. Now, I'm so glad I'm not going out because I'm going to be trying this foundation, and it's the Real Her I Am Divine Powerwear Probiotic Foundation. Of course, I got this in my box. It comes in a squeezy tube. Believe it or not, I almost thought this was Morphe for a minute because the little Morphe concealer, I don't have the foundation, but the Morphe concealer has a similar package to it. Oh, I forgot this is a pump, not a thingy. I do like that it's a pump. I can't remember what the color is. I think this one is too dark. It's really thick, as you can see, because it's not runny. Let's try this on my face. The lighting here is terrible, just so you know. Well, it could be too light. Almost maybe a little bit yellow, but you know what? I'm just going to use it. I'm probably going to wind up in like a Reddit thread in the bad MUA. Luckily, I haven't wound up in that forum for any bad reason yet. There's always time. What makeup do you feel most beautiful in? I think it's a toss-up between purples and oranges and mauves and things like that. Lately I'm having a hard time feeling pretty in bronzer and blush. I just don't know why. I'm not liking them on my skin, but I also feel beautiful in mostly glosses, not heavy lipsticks. Again, although so many of you tell me that I look beautiful in them and I appreciate you, it's not something that I feel beautiful in. I do like wearing my makeup every day, even though we're wearing masks in school. I don't do much cheek products. I do a little bit, but I still do my eyes every day because that's what makes me feel beautiful. So there you go. I feel more beautiful in eye makeup. So that's what I like. And this is not too bad, and the color actually is not bad. Sammy P says, how is your MS doing? How did your eyes do from your procedure, and what is your favorite subscription? My MS has its moments that I go back and forth. It's very unpredictable. Mostly I am just exhausted on a 24/7. Like, I had so many plans. Today, it's Saturday, and I wanted to do so much. I have to do so much, but all my body wanted to do is sleep. And so I slept a lot of the day away, and I get angry at myself for doing that, but I also know that if I don't listen to my body, I can't work, which is what I need to do. Fortunately, I said, not unfortunately, but I mean, I'm happy, I'm blessed to have a job, but if I could just do this, I'd be on my own schedule, and I wouldn't have, you know, I could rest when I need to, film when I need to, and not feel the pressure of everything. But you know, the MS kicks my butt some days. Some days are better than others, but as long as I'm still able to get out of bed and at least function halfway, I'm still happy with it, you know. It's just a daily struggle, and that's my daily struggle. My eyes, unfortunately, the procedure that I had did not work thoroughly, so I still have to be on the medication, and it's really frustrating because all of that pain and agony, and it was painful and agonizing, I can tell you, that I went through, and it didn't work. And you can get angry about it, but I don't. Let's just hope that, you know, it stays controlled, because that's my biggest fear, that it's not going to stay controlled. Favorite makeup brand? Oh boy, I don't know if I can answer that one. There are so many brands that I like for so many different reasons, and I can't say for sure that I have a single solitary favorite makeup brand. I can say that I really do like the smaller indie brands because they don't have the backing and the support of these huge companies. So they definitely care about their customers and what they're putting out for the most part. I won't say all of them. And so honestly, I don't think right now, because I'm sitting here going, I just had to turn my camera off for a minute because I'm going, do I have a favorite makeup brand? And honestly, I don't think I can answer that one right now. Okay, I'm going to try this this Wander Beauty Double Date Lip and Cheek. That's why I haven't powdered my face yet. I also want to try my Winky Lux Rose Blush. That's a cream too, but this one is more sticky, I think, and that's why I want to try this first. I think this is just a lip balm. The bottom, it's a nice lip balm so far. And then this is the cheek product. It's a very pretty color, but it feels just like a lipstick, and I don't know how that's gonna work. But we're gonna find out. I have like a nice dense brush here. This is from Lorella, and I'm gonna tap into this, and wow. I just tapped it on my hand because wow. Oh wait, bronzer. Oh yeah, I'm gonna use my new Marc Jacobs bronzer. Bronzer. But I have to put on this first. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's just do this first. Well, it's very pigmented. I am terrible with cream products. Oh. Well, the good thing with creams, I think, is you can kind of use your beauty blender to just fix things up because I'm looking a little clownish. Really, honestly, not as bad as I thought. It's pigmented. Maybe it's just the color. What do you guys think? Oh, and then she says, love watching you. P.S. Happy Gary is in your life. Thank you, Sammy. I really, really appreciate you. I'm kind of happy Gary's in my life, too. Steffi G was, hey, Leann. Hey, Steffi. If there was one super expensive beauty tool and or treatment you could have for free, or if money was no object, what would that be? There's probably a couple of things. Well, she says beauty tool under treatment. Okay, the beauty tool I would love to try would like be the New Face, but it's like $300 and I'm not willing or ready to make that jump to get it, especially, you know, if it doesn't work. Some people say it works, some people it doesn't. I would love to try those LED masks and see if those work. And if beauty treatments, I would really like to get, not Botox, but I would love to get some lip filler, and I would love to get a little bit of filler over here. The one area that I'm so super nervous about aging in is my neck. And that one scares me because the neck can like age you tremendously. I know there's certain treatments for it. I would love, oh, also to get like photo facials. I've heard those are amazing too. They're like $300-400 as well. So if money was no object, I think I would just try a lot of different things. I wouldn't go too crazy with the cosmetic procedures. I said I just don't. I want to stay away from Botox. I don't know. I'm thinking I'm a little bit afraid of it, and I'm not ready to go there. But you know, I like to do things. I just want to stay refreshed. I'm not afraid to age. I'm grateful that I'm 50. My sisters don't have that opportunity to age anymore. So I'm grateful for aging, but I want to feel confident, if that makes any sense. So I have gotten a bunch of new brushes lately. I have the brush from Real Her, which, hello, I don't know whether I want to try it for bronzer or contour or whatever, but I also have these brushes here that I got in this little case. And what brand is this? I forget. The name is Elena Boudreau, and it was a 3-piece kit here, and it was a little bit expensive, but you know, I'm trying to think whether I want to use this one for that blush or not. We'll see. I'm going to use this one for the powder, and I got this little sample when I went to the cosmetics company store warehouse. This is the Estee Lauder powder, Perfecting Pressed Powder, and I just wanted to use this. I haven't used this in so many years. She also said, Steffi, if you could meet one famous singer, who would it be? Has to be alive. I would love to meet Billy Joel. Billy Joel has been like such a big part of my life through everything for so many years. So to actually meet him and sit down and talk about his writing and everything, plus he's a New Yorker originally, I think that would be amazing. was hard giving up, well, not really giving up, but stopping singing. And part of me misses it. Like, I sang at my friend that I married. I sang at her wedding. And I do miss performing, but I don't miss the craziness that came along with having to be in a band. But music has been a part of my life since I'm like 2 years old. I think I've been performing, at least for my family, since I'm 2. And I started singing professionally when I was barely 17. You know, to meet people who were successful in the business and who I enjoy their writing and their playing and their musicianship, I think would probably be super amazing. And wow, this is a gorgeous powder. My skin feels still a little tacky, but I mean, it's not cakey or anything. I wonder how it's going to be underneath my eyes. Keep your paws crossed there for a minute, would you? I'm going to use this brush underneath my eyes. Let's see what happens. Not bad. Okay. Dawn Oscillator, which I'm hoping that I say your name correctly. Forgive me if I did not. She asked, when did you know you could sing? Well, I said, I think I've been singing since I'm 2 years old. I remember being like 7 and like putting on shows for my family and charging them $0.25 to get in. Can't believe I did things like that. My whole family was basically musicians. My grandfather was a musician. He played with a lot of the old vaudeville musicians and performers. My dad, I grew up with him not being home a lot because he was always out performing with his bands. So I was always encouraged. And so I think I never ever thought I was fabulous. In my mind, there were so many better singers than I. I think I'm decent. But as I said, from a young age, I enjoyed it and I was encouraged. So there's that. Is it a dream of yours to be a musician? And what has been your music experience in the music industry? I guess at some point I wanted to be a famous musician, but I really don't at this point. I go back and forth. I think they just lead chaotic lives, and yeah, they've got all the money that they could possibly want, but I've discussed before, that is not necessarily the best thing in the world. So I just enjoy performing wherever that is, however that is, whether I'm in a wedding band, whether I'm singing and sharing my songs with you here. But yeah, no, probably. Of course, at this point, definitely not professionally. Like, I would never enter one of those singing competitions. No, thank you. What has been your experience in the music industry? And this is the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronzer in Tantastic. I think I've only tried this once so far. And I am going to use my Real Heart brush. Let's see what happens. I actually did have an album that was released by an indie brand in 2000. It was progressive rock, which was very different for me. But the person who approached me to write he wrote the music and I wrote the melody and the lyrics. And he was looking for a more traditional singer, not like a metal singer, to do his stuff. So there was this nice juxtaposition between his hard music and my more soft, traditional vocals and sound. It was fun. I mean, it didn't go anywhere. It still can be found online. The band was F5. And of course, I think he didn't trademark the name of the band. So then there was a very well-known metal band that kind of changed their name and took it. But F5, and it was, what was the name of the album? So I can't even remember the name of my album that I did almost 21 years ago. Holy smokes, 21 years ago. Wowie. I also tried doing some dance music, and I've performed things, and my favorite thing was I did a short little tour with a band called Another Pretty Face, whom the owner of the wedding band, the wedding company, the wedding company that I worked for like 25 years, he was in a band called Another Pretty Face. T. Roth was the lead singer. And also, Tigo Torres from Bon Jovi was in that band. And for their 25th anniversary, they put out some albums. They toured. They were pretty popular in the, I guess, late 70s, very early 80s, because when they finally broke up is when Tigo Torres auditioned for Bon Jovi and became part of Bon Jovi. So believe it or not, well, Paul, is his name, the band leader. He had stayed friends with him all of these years, and when they all decided, the members of the band, that they were going to do this reunion tour, Paul, my band leader, contacted Tico, and Tico agreed. I guess he wasn't touring with Bon Jovi at the moment, so he agreed to do it. It was in 2007. So me and the other singer in my band, Paul, asked us to be the backup singers for it, and we were going to be doing a short little tour. I forgot how many shows we did, but it was in the city at CBGB's, and then we also did a big place in Jersey, because obviously he's from Jersey. And that was the most amazing experience in my life. First of all, Tico Torres is an awesome person. Just, I hate the word down to earth, but he really, really is. He's funny and he was sweet, and I had the most amazing time being on stage with him. And of course, we packed every show that we played. They released a DVD on the whole thing, and that was fun to do. And the funniest thing was, I'm going to finish telling the story in a second, but I do want to try the Winky Lux Rose Blush. Let me finish that story before I go on and before I forget what I was saying. Before each show, like, you know, we'd have to get there early and set up, and the roadies were setting up. We'd have to do sound checks and everything like that. But then you have hours before your actual show goes on. So we went out to dinner a couple of times, and they provided security for us because, like, in the restaurant, and they gave us, like, the whole top floor of this restaurant because of Tico. And I remember, like, walking in and, like, everybody going, what? I'm nobody special or anything like that, but I have to say, it was a pretty cool experience, kind of being on the tail end of being in the same restaurant with him and having the security and kind of feeling just a little bit special. I will admit, it did feel a little bit special. This is the Cheeky Rose Blush in Tea Time. I mean, the packaging, if I did a video on Makeup I Bought for the packaging, this would definitely be it. I really thought this was a powder, but it is a cream, and I'm going to use the e.l.f. stippling brush here. This is really, 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 really pretty. And the other thing, when we were working in the city, I think, again, it was it CBGB's, probably, or maybe it was the one in Jersey, but members of Bon Jovi did come to see him perform, and other people, other celebrities did, and of course, after the show, we were backstage, and, like, we had security in front, and, you know, not anybody could just come backstage. And then he kind of wanted to meet fans and stuff like that. So I was sitting there talking to him. We were just kind of having a conversation, and this girl came over. She goes, "I'm so sorry to interrupt, but, you know, could I get a picture with you?" Not me, Tico, obviously, and get an autograph. And he was like, sure. He was always, you know, he was very, very kind to everybody. She took it. She goes, "How do you know him?" I was like, "I just performed with him." She was like, "Oh my God, that's so cool." I was like, "Yeah, I know you didn't notice me up on stage, but yeah, I was the one up on stage with him." So yeah. This is beautiful. I'm sorry, I kind of went off on a tangent on that one question. California Glow asks, since I'm new to your channel, what is your favorite meal, and do you have any siblings? Ooh, that's thank you for being new to my channel. I appreciate you so much. My favorite meal, girl, I could eat pizza every single day for the rest of my life and not complain about it. Pizza has to be just my favorite thing. And potato croquettes. Give me potato croquettes every night, please. Yes, please, and thank you. Although I do like a lot of things, but, you know, if you had to ask me, this is what you have to eat, oh, get away from me, every day for the rest of your life, it would most definitely be pizza. As for the siblings, that's a long one. There was 5 of us. I have lost 2 of my siblings, one of them most recently. And they were my best friends, my sisters. And it's hard to describe that loss. I've gone into it before, but family was very big to me, and not having them here and not having my mom here is something that I struggle with every day. I don't know if I'll ever be able to move on completely happily without them. But I do have a brother who's in the middle. I'm the baby of 5. And then I have my eldest sister who lives in Pennsylvania, about an 8-hour drive away. And she's much older than me. Well, not much. She's 65. So She's 15 years older than me. And yeah. Alicia Denny says, not really a question for Q&A, but I would love to see an eye look video. Well, I'm going to do one now, but again, once I can start filming regularly, I'm going to start using my palettes and doing eye looks, because I do enjoy it, and then I get to talk to you guys about just random things, and you just never know what's going to come out of my mouth, so I most certainly will. And thank you for your comment, question, request, whatever it is. Sherry Felix says, I have some of the same questions that others have asked. How are you doing? How's your dating relationship going? And what is your favorite beauty subscription? And there are a few more. Okay, well, I'll get to those first. I've answered a lot of that, so thank you so much for asking. My favorite beauty subscription, for a couple of reasons, I think is just the regular Ipsy Glam Bag, because it's not that expensive, so I don't really feel like the guilt for spending the money, and I do get to try like a little bit of products, and I feel better because I can go through them and finish them up. And whenever I finish a product, I feel so super accomplished. One of the next videos I have to film is my empty videos, because my garbage can is not only overflowing, but it is overflowed into several boxes worth, so I have to sit down and film that too. Then she asks how my kitties are doing and how my dad is doing and what a typical day is like for me. My kitties are well. Winter Cat still does not like her siblings. I feel so bad because they go over to her to like sniff and everything, and she growls and swats at them. I have to get her as kitty psychologist because I do not know why she does not like her siblings. But they are all well. They bother my dad on a daily basis. Tuxedo Cat is getting very overweight because my dad feeds him from the table. But they are well, thank you. A typical day like for me is usually just pure chaos. Essentially, I wake up at 4:30 in the morning to go to work. I have a lot to do in the morning before I leave. Got to feed Dad, got to feed the kittens, got to get myself together and out the door. And I said right now, my life is not organized, so it makes it even worse. After school, I go to a private music school where I teach as well. And then when I come home, the minute I walk in the door, I do not even get a chance to put my stuff down, but I have to do a whole bunch of stuff. I have to feed the cats. Then I have to figure out what we're going to eat. And then I have to like scoop the litter boxes and everything. So during the week, by the time I get to sit down and film, it's usually at least like 8 o'clock or later. So when I film during the week, I can't obviously edit because editing takes like 3 to 4 hours. I try to go to bed by 11. Sometimes it's midnight, and again, then it just starts all over. And I try to see Gary in there every once in a while. The weekends are usually hectic, but that's when I also try to see Gary. So I try to fit everything in, but my life is basically just one hectic, chaotic, non-relaxing mess. But it's my life. I like my life. I like living, so I deal with it. So she also said that I heard that New York City schools are not starting until mid-September. Does that affect your job? And sending love. Thank you for the love. Sending love back. New York City always started later than my schools because I don't teach in the New York City school system. My particular school, are in full-time. Yes, we are masked, and yes, there is a mask mandate for the schools. But all the schools seem to have started late because of the Jewish holidays, the way they fell. We didn't start before Labor Day, and there's a contractual issue and everything too. So we started on the 9th of September, and then we usually go until late into June. Like I think this year it ends on the 25th. So New York City school rules don't really affect us. The New York State Department of Health affects us and what we are doing, at least currently. I just realized I did not bring an eyebrow pencil out with me. Let me go get one. Okay, so I just got this Juvia's Place eyebrow pencil liner thingy. And I was really shocked that they put one of those in there, because obviously it's not going to work for everyone. But I've been using it and I actually like it. The color is really good for me. So it comes with a narrow spoolie, which is fine. Actually, it's a little bit rough on my brows, which I gotta tell you, I kind of like that. Nikki Thompson, hi Nikki, asks, my question is, what is your favorite luxury brand makeup and what is your favorite drugstore makeup? As far as my favorite luxury brand makeup, I have to say I think it's a toss-up. I love Pat McGrath. I love Dior. Like Pat McGrath eyeshadows Dior for their powders. It's like, I don't think there's one brand that I love every single thing that's in that brand, so it's really difficult. I'm just also one that I have a hard time making a decision. I freely admit that. So sometimes those things are just a little bit difficult for me to nail down, because I like this and I like that and I like the other thing, and that's kind of how I am. As far as drugstore, I definitely like e.l.f. When I was younger, I used to love Revlon. I used to love Maybelline. I used a lot of Almay. But again, there's like a product from here and a product from there that I enjoy. I'm sorry that I don't have specific answers when it comes to like the brand questions. Those are just hard for me, especially because I'm so scatterbrained right now. It's very hard for me to pick one. It's terrible. But I really do appreciate your question. Thank you. I'm sorry that I don't have definitive answers. Tori Birch asks, are you going to sell merch? Thank you for inquiring, Tori. I would love to do merch. It does take a lot to set it up. I'm limited to Teespring because I'm a small creator, and the larger companies, they don't, they have requirements for like 100,000 subscribers or 50,000. I would love to do it. One, I don't think if anyone is going to buy it. Yeah. Teespring will handle all of the shipping and the making. I think they make them on demand, so that is really good. But I also, it's so weird. Like, that's why I don't have memberships, because I don't want to take money from people. Do you know what I mean? I mean, if everybody said yes, I would really love it. That would be great. Now I would just have to come up with the products that I would do, and I guess that's hard for me too. I did ask before, like, what you would like to see on merch if I did it, and a lot of you answered, like you said, maybe my kitty cats and stuff like that, or maybe some phrases. If you think of like any phrases that you know that I say often that you would like to see, I would love to take your suggestions. I said, but would anybody buy it? I don't know. But thank you. If your relationship gets really serious, will you still do unboxings? Oh, absolutely. No, this is my solace. This is what I like to do. No one or no way, no how would anybody take me away from doing this. This is mine and mine alone. And like that sounded bad, but no one will ever make me stop doing something that I love. I need to do this for my sanity, for my mental health, and for me. This is a me time. Yeah. So nope, that's not gonna happen. Aw, Deb from Debutone. Make sure you go subscribe to Debbie because she's awesome and I adore her and love her. With all of the eyeshadow palettes that you have tried over the years, what is the all-time favorite? I know this will be difficult. Gee, thanks, Debbie. If I have to think, one of my favorite palettes that I just will love and never get rid of, even though it is discontinued, is my Sephora and Moschino, the laptop palette. I love that palette for the reason that it's adorable. The shadows are really, really good, and it has so many different color stories that I can get so many different varying looks. So I'm going to go with that. I mean, I feel guilty about all of the other palettes that I absolutely adore, but I just love that one for so many reasons. But don't ever ask me, like, if I had to give up all my palettes. No. I could give up some of them, absolutely, but a lot of them, no. That's why I don't do too many declutters, because I'm like, no, I paid for this. I don't want to give it up. But if truly, like, I'm not using it and I don't have the love for it anymore, that's when I will definitely declutter them. I can't believe I'm talking doing my brows. It's very difficult to talk and do your brows at the same time. But again, I don't really care how this makeup looks, turns out, to be perfectly honest with you. And thank you, Debbie. I love and adore you. Steffi G also asked me, thank you, girl, for asking me so many questions. What is your favorite and least favorite thing about being in New York? The cost of living is absolutely absurd. And unfortunately, the prices are so high. For example, just a single, like, one-bedroom apartment in the borough that I live in is like $1,800 to $2,200 for not a really nice place. I mean, it's in a building that doesn't really have amenities, and it's not like the best place. And also, I have to say that as I get older, the noise and the chaos and the crime, it really starts to wear you down, because you want to feel safe where you live. You want to feel comfortable. The older I get, the more it is getting to me, for sure. The part I love about New York is it can't be Christmas in New York. It is one of the most joyous things. I happen to love snow. I don't like to clean snow, but I happen to love snow. And I don't want to live in a place where we don't have seasons. I want to live in a place where I can be comfortable in the summer in my own home, which I don't have currently, but I do have to have a cold Christmas, so that is one of the things as well. She also asks, I had to work at Ulta or Sephora for a day, which would you pick? I think I would probably pick Ulta, because Ulta has so many varying brands, and now they're starting to get more of the high-end in too, and I'm hoping that they get a really nice discount. So I would love to be able to work there because of the vast majority of brands that I would get to try. They don't really do the makeup like Sephora does, although nobody is in COVID, of course, during COVID. But yeah, I think I'd like to work at Ulta because of their rewards program and all of the different things that I would get to try and play with not being in COVID. So yeah, that would be fun. I always thought of that, about that, like just having a part-time job, but I can't possibly take on any more work. I would not have any type of life whatsoever. If you could meet any YouTuber that you haven't met yet, who would it be? This is a really hard question. Let me continue on with my eye stuff. I'm going to use this Beauty Crop Stuck on You eye primer. I think it's okay. I don't really know. To me, it's I just need an eye primer that's a little bit opaque, that is not going to dry out my eyes, because so many of them do. The problem is, I don't know if, okay, let's talk about this for a minute. I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to have to do a part 2 of this, which hopefully you guys won't mind, because I want to answer everyone's question. If you took the time to ask me a question, I want to answer it. And because I appreciate you so much. I don't think you guys have any understanding of what you as part of this YouTube family that we've created. And I say we because it's you guys who create the family. That I don't think you understand how much it means to me and how amazingly special I feel. I'm not special. Believe me, I'm nothing special. I'm a normal human being. But you guys make me feel incredibly special, and I am forever, ever grateful to you all for that. But anyway, I get this feeling like some YouTubers feel like they are better than everyone else and above everyone else, and I have a hard time with that. I think I want to go with this one, which is just the Alva palette, because it has just some of the tones that I think I want to use. I want to lay down, before I do like my transition, I'm doing things a little bit backwards, and I want to kind of lay down a crease color instead of the transition color first, and then, or do I want to? I don't know. Scatterbrained. I'm going to kind of set that down with this color here. This is Jasmine. Yeah, this is pretty just to set it down. So as I was saying, like, I don't know, like, I think certain YouTubers think that they are just so above and beyond everybody, and a lot of them don't answer like your questions or your comments. And as I said, you know, if you're, I mean, granted, if I had thousands and thousands of comments, I would still try to answer majority of them, but I don't think it would be humanly possible to do so. And if I ever missed your comment, I'm so sorry, because I really, really do try. I do actually get hundreds of comments, and I try my best to answer everyone. I said, because it's important to me. But so many of them, I think, just don't care or don't understand. I don't know. I'm trying to choose my words carefully. I would like to meet Samantha March, and I can tell you this, I do not like to say on people's channels that I have a channel, because it's kind of like I'm asking them to follow me, and I don't want to do that. It probably feels awkward to them. But if Samantha March you know, ever came back to New York, I would really like to meet her, because she does. She's a girl who does take the time, as far as a YouTuber over 100,000, that makes the effort to answer most every single comment. And I really, really appreciate it. And she really does seem sweet and relatable. And she's one of the people that I think isn't really full of herself. And I appreciate that. I'm going to go with Camellia. So this is a bit dense. I'm going to stamp it. I met Angelica Nyquist and I met Teresa Is Dead. They were both very, very nice. I did wind up giving them my business card. They never checked out my channel, or if they did, they certainly didn't comment. And that's totally fine. Again, you can't, you know, watch everybody and support everybody, so I agree with that. But they were really both very, very nice people. What I do find is that YouTubers, big YouTubers, only like to support other big YouTubers. You know, once they become big and then they become friends with other large YouTubers. They don't mess around with small YouTubers. I'm not like that. I mean, if I like you and I like your content and I want to be friends with you, I don't care if you have 5 subscribers. I'm going to, you know, meet you and be friends with you. You know what I mean? I'm not like that. That's just not me. And I will never be like that. That although I can't support everybody, I really do try to at least, you know, jump in on some videos of some creators, because I want to see them grow and I want to see them do better. These shadows are so beautiful. Oh, and thank you so much for everybody who voted. I really, really do appreciate it. Debbie from Debutante also asked, looking back for all of the videos that you've done, which one is your favorite? Whew. As you can see, I have a very hard time choosing favorites of things. I don't know what it is with me lately, but I really do have a difficult time doing that. Some videos are really hard to film because of the time consumption. Enjoy my unboxing videos, filming them at least, because they're fun, and like I never know what's going to happen when I do it, because you never know what's going to come out of my mouth. And I get the opportunity to like really laugh at myself. I enjoy these videos because although they're difficult to film and edit, I get to talk and I get to express my feelings and then get feedback from you guys. So that's something that I really enjoy doing as well. I enjoyed sharing my music with you, and I'm going in with Dahlia. Yeah, this is a topper, so I can't use that by itself. Let me go in with the Dreamy Blossom. I like doing collabs because I love working like with other people, but I always feel guilty about collabs because I can never, it's like I feel the pressure of the timeline, and that just, oh, I got a lot of fallout here. That's just hard for me because I don't like disappointing people. So that's like the reason for that. Yeah, this color goes on beautifully with the brush. So once again, when people asking me for a favorite, I am being highly disappointing, and I'm sorry for that. I think it's my state of mind that I can't make decisions. I'm telling you, when I get ready in the morning, I have a hard time picking things up to use. It's like I go to reach and my brain just doesn't allow me to make a decision. And I think that's just part of the depression and the chaos that I'm going through right now. That decision making 101 is not happening for me. Holly DeJean says, and I hope I said that right, Holly, can you film you and your boyfriend to take a picture of the both of you together? I would like to do that very much, but I can tell you he does not want to be on camera. He's more on the introverted side, and although, you know, he thinks it's cool what I do, he's not ready to become part of that process. Let's just say that. So unfortunately, I can't ever say that he will agree to it, you know, but I'm gonna try. I won't give up on trying, that's for sure. You know what, I'm going to put a base color all over the rest of my lid, so those toppers are going to stick. So I'm going to use Lotus for that. Clara Barrera, if you are not following her, please go do so. She says, if there were no obstacles and we could travel, where would you like to travel to? I'd love to come see you, that is for sure, Clara. Now I'm going to go into Dahlia with my finger. Yeah, with your finger and a base shadow down, it's stunning. I really want to go to Disney World too. I haven't been to Disney World since I am 10 years old, and I would love to go there. I do want to deepen this up a little bit. I'm going to go into Peony, which is this dark one here. Debbie also asks if I've traveled much and what was the most interesting place. I honestly am definitely not a huge traveler. I've been to Mexico. I've been to, obviously, Aruba, which I've mentioned 12 times already. Ooh, this color's pigmented. I've been to Canada. I've been to the Bahamas. I've been to California, Florida. And I honestly think that's it. DC. I loved DC, exploring that. I don't know if there's anything very, you know, remarkable. I can tell you that when I went to Mexico, I didn't go to party. I wanted to see the ruins because I love architecture and history, and that was an amazing experience visiting those. Even though I got super sick in Mexico, still I don't regret going for sure. But oh boy, did I get sick. And I didn't have MS. I think I would like to see London, but I'm too afraid. Yep, fear keeps me from doing things. Jody Tester asks, as a huge cat lover myself, love you girl, how many cats are too many? Well, I have 6, and it's more than I can handle now. One day, if I could have a gigantic farm and rescue every animal that needs a home and hire people to take care of them, then there is no such thing as too many, but 6, it has to be my limit. It's the most I've ever had, and as I said, it's sometimes too much, and it's also very, very expensive. So I love fur babies. I love animals. I love animals sometimes more than humans, I will say that. But it's difficult, and 6 is the limit, girlfriend. What is your favorite restaurant in New York? Oh my goodness, this one is an easy one. There was a place in the Bronx called the Pine Tavern. It's been around forever. I used to go there all the time. I haven't been there in ages, but it's a great family Italian restaurant with the best potato croquettes ever made on this planet, and I absolutely love it. Steffi also asks if Gary likes cats. He likes dogs better, but he doesn't, I'll say this, he doesn't dislike cats, but he's not a cat crazy person like I am. Debbie also asked, do you have a hidden talent that you don't talk about much? Never thought about that before, really. No, I guess I don't. I don't know. I really don't think I do. Whitney Barringer, I think I said that right. How did you start doing YouTube? Thank you for asking, Whitney. I started doing YouTube because I used to use YouTube just for music. Like when I had to learn songs, I would search them up, and I was looking for, and I don't remember what product was. This is a dose of colors. I think this is brown. What the heck color are you? It's called Sketch. It looks kind of black, but I think it's brown, and I'm going to use this in my waterline. And then, I don't know, I kind of fell down this rabbit hole of watching things, and I discovered all kinds of people, and I discovered the unboxings and everything, and people talking about, and I was sitting there going, well, I have opinions about makeup I would like to share, because some of them I would disagree with and some of them I would agree with, and I was saying to myself, well, maybe I could do this, and maybe someone would actually like to hear my opinion. And so my very first video, it took me a long time. I went out and bought some equipment and everything, and it took me a very long time to film my first one, and it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. The way I'm using this Wander Beauty, it's a burgundy eyeliner, and I'm going to put this in my waterline. Main problem was I thought you could edit in YouTube, and I didn't know how to edit in YouTube. I didn't know how to edit at all. And so the first video wasn't edited, and it was awful, and I leave it up because it's like I want to remember where I was and where I am now, and that's pretty nice. I definitely like it. Then I have this Uoma Beauty liner that I just got in Blacker Than Black, y'all. I don't care anymore about opening eyeliners because it is what it is. After that video, I think I waited like another 2 weeks, and then I started getting some boxes, and it was expensive in the beginning. Heck, it's still expensive. I'm talking and doing this, I have no idea. This is my first time using this. This is really nice. It's very wet. Boxy was my first video, and then again, like, I kept waiting, like, and not posting consistently, and it took such a long time for me to grow, at least to me anyway. I can say though, I had a couple of videos that did pretty well, and I got to 1,000 subscribers within a year, and I was able to get monetized because I had applied for it early. And so once I started posting consistently, then it was getting a little bit better. And my goal, I guess, is to get to 100,000 subscribers, and I will be completely happy. I'm completely happy now, but I think my goal is to get there. So I started YouTube because I wanted an outlet for myself. I was single, not dating anybody, didn't do anything, and I decided, you know, this could be something fun. I like sharing my opinion. I'm a very opinionated person, as you probably know by now. And I just thought it was fun. So that's how I decided to get into it. And I can tell you that I don't regret my decision. I love every single second, as hard as it is sometimes. And granted, I know people say, how is YouTube doing hard? It's time consuming. That's all it is. It's not hard. It's just time consuming. But I'm very happy and I love it. And I thank you for your question. Alicia Denny also asked how my dad was doing, and as I had mentioned, he has his moments. You know, every day can be a struggle. He's you know, he misses my mom, as I do. When you're with somebody for 65 years, almost 66 years, how do you get past it? I don't know. Those are all of the questions on YouTube. Let me go to my Instagram and see what the questions were over there. Little Gemini Doll on YouTube. Her name is Jennifer. If you'd like to go follow her, she does some really cool makeup looks. Says, I would like to hear about your favorite childhood memories or a fear you have overcome. My favorite childhood memories were from my summers, because I grew up next door to my cousins, and we would just get to play all summer long. We would ride our bikes, we would play volleyball over my grandmother's fence, which was, I don't know if she liked it very much, but we did that. And they had a pool, and we would go in the pool. And it was, you know, in the 70s, and it was a very simple time. We didn't have cell phones and electronics and everything. It was just about, in the summertime, you played outside, and in the wintertime, you played in the snow. And I sound like an old person, but it was just very simple. And you got to spend more time with family. I think now it's so much of you spending so much time with yourself and your cell phone. And while I love technology, I'm also grateful for the simple times that we definitely had. So those are some of my favorite memories. A fear that I have overcome. Wow, I'm still working on a lot of my fears. I don't know if I've overcome a lot that I think I have, but I had in the beginning when the MS, I was just so afraid of losing everything. And the fear that I think I've overcome is that I've been able to move forward with my life and make the best out of my life despite any disability that I might have from the MS. And I've learned to be strong and resilient and not let a disease rule my life, if that makes sense. Try this Milk and Honey highlighter palette from Beauty Bakerie. I'm so mad because I got this in BoxyCharm, and then before I got my box, I had picked it for my Ipsy. Thank goodness I was able to change it. I don't like that they're featuring the same products. You're the same company, even though you're different boxes. You should feature different items, because I would have not have been happy if I had picked this and gotten this in my Ipsy as well. I think I've only swatched this, but it comes with 4 different colors, which look really beautiful. They feel super silky and gorgeous. Look at that. And I think I'm going to combine the pink and this whiter one. It's Spoiler Alert, and Oh Honey. Wow, they're beautiful. They're not chunky. She also asked favorite place to eat. I've definitely mentioned that. Or song to sing. Something out of the box, a random place to visit, or something you want to have luxurious, like a Fabergé egg. I'm nosy. I just want to hear about your life. Thank you. I really appreciate you. My favorite song to sing, I think, is Somewhere Over the Rainbow, because of the way my dad always played it for me to sing. He has a very unique style of playing, and it's just very, I don't know, it's a nostalgic song to me, and if you think about it, it just gives hope and light, and it has a lot of good memories for me, so that, I think, is why I enjoy singing it so much. I love standards. I'm like an old school. I love Ella Fitzgerald and Nina Simone, just all of these older people that I like to emulate, you know? Something out of the box that I would like to have, a baby grand piano. Get off me. I will never have the room space big enough to have a baby grand piano. I do have a regular piano in my house, but I think like that's a luxury to me. That's like, you know, a $30,000 thing. It's like a car. And yeah, I'd probably like to have one of those for sure. There's lots of things I'd like to own, but they're just fantasies right now, and that's okay. As I said, stuff and money doesn't always bring you happiness. Navy Wife asks, if your cats are humans, what kind of people would they be? Personalities, couch potato, go-getter, criminal? I'm sorry if this is a strange question, but I like it. Thank you for asking me the question. If my cats were humans, I swear to goodness, Miss Kitten would be a diva. I'm also going to put this on my brow bone. Miss Kitten would be a total diva cat, let me tell you. She would only want the best. She's such a spoiled little princess. She would be a princess. She would want to be a princess cat, absolutely. Baxi would be like a very timid he's like a little timid old man, and he's just so fragile emotionally because he's very attached to me. I'm also going to use that pink highlighter in my corner. I think baby Nugget, she wants to be liked. She wants to be everyone's friend, but it seems that nobody wants to be her friend. And she's very playful. Pepper Cat is definitely like a street cat. He's a kid that grew up on the streets and he's rough around the edges, but he has that soft little something that makes you love him. Tuxedo is he's that laid back cat that I think would I think he might be the class clown. That's what I think he would probably be. Winter Cat, she rules the house. She is like definitely a boss lady saying, you do this, and you're not going to get away with anything. She also asks what your greatest accomplishment is and what keeps me going every day in a harsh world. I'm trying the Urban Decay Subversion Eyelash Primer. I got a little tiny baby sample. The brush is really difficult to use, and I'm wondering if it's going to be different in the big size. By the way, before I do any of that, I do want to spray my face with the Fenty Beauty spray here. Let me make sure it's, yeah, there we go. The spray on this is phenomenal. I'm hoping it's going to be the same if I use, if I put some other things in there, because it's fabulous. I don't know if I have a greatest accomplishment. I think just getting by every day is my greatest accomplishment. The thing that keeps me going is, what keeps me here is my cats. Because I know if anything happened to me, I would worry about who would take care of my cats, and that scares me. I keep going because we have to. Sometimes I don't want to keep going. I said I find it very, very hard to live without my sisters and my mom. It destroys me on a daily basis. I don't know how I'm getting through it, to be honest with you. I have been trying to find help, but do you know that I cannot find a therapist who takes my insurance, has availability? I've been trying for months on end because I really do think I need help with dealing with it, because I'm finding it hard to. So the only way I keep going is I just force myself to get up every day. I'm failing in a lot of other ways, I have to admit. I'm failing in a lot of ways, but I'm trying. And I think the only way to keep throwing and getting through life is to just keep going, because once you stop and once you give up, that's just it. And I will not let that happen to myself. I won't do it. This is the Florence by Mills mascara. I'm opening up another mascara. Again, I don't care anymore, but I want to try it. It looks like it has just a Christmas tree. No, it's an hourglass. No, it's not. I don't know what kind of brush it has, but it has a brush. By the way, that Perversion primer is beautiful. Erin Z Awesome says, I want to know more about your cats and their unique personalities. I have 3 and they're all so different from each other. Sonar is shy and reserved, but very intelligent. Radar is loud and spastic. He gets the zoomies a lot. And Meki is psychotic. Literally, she's on medication. I could talk all day about them, but I would love to know more about your cats. Do they get crazy on catnip? Have they ever tried Silvervine? My cats go nuts for it. Well, I love your cats' names, and I love that you love them. That is the absolute best. I did talk about my cats a little bit. I wish I could spend more time and play with them more. They all love to play. And I wish I had more time to play with them because I think they deserve it. I would love to find out more about Silversign. I'm going to have to check it out. They love catnip. They get stupid drunk on catnip and crazy. They will just roll around on the floor like, wow, man, this is awesome. It is the funniest thing in the world to watch them. Evie474 says, what was your childhood career goal? Wow, that's a tough one. A lot of people's kids say, I want to be this and I want to be that. I don't know if I had that. I don't know if there's, I had a hard time when I went to college. It's like, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know if I wanted to go to college, what I wanted to do. I had a tough time in that area. I had some tough teenage years, let me tell you. This is very nice. It's lengthening my lashes. It's not clumping. It's very thin. I should say, I don't know about thin formula, but it's doing some nice things for my lashes. I'm really surprised. I didn't think I would like it. Maybe it is the primer. I should have not used primer, but I guess I should have had a career goal. I'm happy with my career now, and I think I'm satisfied, although it's just been very, very difficult lately because of COVID. But growing up, I don't think I really knew. I did want to be a cop for a while, and I don't know why I didn't really pursue that, but I didn't. And I don't know, boy, I could have long conversations about my life in my teenage years. Oh, I just got mascara on my lid here. I think that's another video. What you see on camera is not necessarily what's going on behind the scenes. There's always a lot of stuff that I don't talk about. And sometimes I should, because I figure if I could help one person in this life feel better about themselves, that's my goal. Zinda Harper asks, hello, lovely. Hi, Zinda. Do you think you will always live in New York? Where else would you like to live? I think I will always be in New York. Honestly, I cannot see myself in any other place than New York. I know there's a million places in this world to live, but I'm looking at this Touch and Soul Velvet lipstick. I want to see, because I'm going to have to wear a mask, so it's a really pretty color. I have lip liners up the wazoo, but I don't know what I want to put on. This is the Steve Laurent. Let's see if this is going to work. The color is definitely not right. It's a nice pencil though, I have to say. This NYX lip liner is all freaking dried out. What the heck is up with that? I just bought it. I'll use my Charlotte Tilbury. I can't see myself retiring to any place else. I can't see myself moving out of New York. I'm just a New Yorker through and through. Yeah, I had so many products that I wanted to use. It's ridiculous. I bought a bunch of KKW lipsticks because they were all, on sale for $4.80. This is in pink 3, and this is one I actually think I'm going to use. Yeah, I'll try that one. They smell terrible. And the very last question is from Lovely Decay, and she says, are you happy? I'm also going to use the Tower 28 Gloss. Hold on, I want to blot this lipstick. Ooh, look how pretty. To be honest with you, that is an exceedingly tough question. I'm happy as much as I can be. I think sometimes happiness is what you make it, because you can have the worst circumstances in the world and life can be really, really crappy. And yet you still have to find some type of joy in everything, because if you don't, the sadness and everything is going to consume you. I can honestly say that I try my best to be happy every day. And do you know what makes me happy? You guys. You are a lot of the reason that I feel happy every day. And that's why I tell you how blessed I am by you all. Well, that is it. This was an exceedingly long video. Hold on. I will go over the products and what I think about them in a later video. My memory card is dying. Well, it's filling up, which is why I have to do this very quickly. But I want to thank you guys so much for all that you are, all that you do, and for asking me the questions. I hope you enjoy this. I love talking to you. This is truly the best part of my life right now, and just know that I appreciate you. And whatever part of the world you're in on around, my friends, I hope that you're having an amazing day. I hope that you have an amazing week coming up. I will see you really soon in my next video. Much love, everybody. Bye.